Greetings, Steven Spielberg. This is Brennan Moriarty. I want you to know that Bobby Fischer is a statistical proof of what George Washington and Ben Franklin would have become if cameras and telephones, 1914, existed when they were around. They would have been scandalized by paparazzi who came to my house with some story, not directly, but the story was that someone would come and live in our house and we'd get the hell out of there. We'd go live in John Lennon's house because that was the only, Sergeant Pepper was definitely playing in our house around that time, okay? When John Lennon, Hawaii, Obama, Kenya, do the math, that all happened, okay? Obama and John Lennon, their fathers were far, far away. Whereas my father and his uncle and his brother were at the Sunday dinners every day, and I'd see my dad every day. And Jimi Hendrix saw his dad every day. And Kurt Cobain also had a lot of uncles. These are all Christians, just like Eminem and Justin Bieber. And I can't help but add Charles Manson there, okay? I don't know why, but... Whereas Bobby Fischer, a Jewish guy who doesn't have a biological father figure, even though the FBI has a fundamental file on him and his single mother, and he's very intelligent. So they see an intelligent person, they have some awareness, one way or the other. Xerox, for sure. That goes back before the Vietnam War, I do believe. Just by some fluke that my parents were married, and therefore my aunt gets sent to Xerox so the family photos can all be shared with the paparazzi, this ultimate scandal machine that George Washington isn't really exposed to. If he was, he would be some completely deranged person, like Bobby Fischer, effectively, with a candy box education. So everyone in the media can look to 1914 as the first phone call from the frontier. That's California calling, and within months, there is a global conflict. GPS, Ben Franklin, Jonathan Swift, those guys could have designed the rational story in the rational world, but it wasn't so. It should have been. They both should have gotten scholarships and worked together. In the old world, far, not even anywhere near the pale, within the sweet spot, rather. Wherever that is, I don't know. Far from the maritime trade of uncertainty, where the Puritans would have gone, for sure. But again, the entire global media with the instant broadcasting, 1914, that's the message is basically, oh, we have to go to war. You have to have unconnected Ben Franklin, Jonathan Swift, Professor Moriarty, and the old world order, without the delusions, without the zombies, without the scandal paparazzi chasing down the princess, simply because I'm unhappy and I have to go by myself because my own family wouldn't understand. So every time I hear a message on the radio that doesn't include my name specifically, and horn honking and people knocking at the door, I become deranged completely, okay? And you're thinking, oh, but Brandon, you must be gay. You simply have to be. I've got a lot of friends, I have enough friends, who would love to do that thing, and I would go along with them. I'm not going to get into bed with them, but never did, okay? Thought the world burning, yes, that's what you really want, right? 1914, right? Climate corruption. if you set me up with someone who sincerely cares, who I really respect, I will respect you, the entire media and Hollywood. Okay, and that's why I didn't go to the kibbutz, because the lady just stared at the computer. We went in there, and she was like, "What are we doing here? You guys don't know anyone." It's like my uncle and his good friend who would play guitar after dinner every Sunday night at his family dinners. I held the guitar left-handed for over close to 15 years, over 10 years. They would not understand that I needed a left-handed guitar. I'm a kid, and I really wanted that. And it just was not available until I went to Europe with my parents, and suddenly I had good grades, and I'd met a girl, and then suddenly my grandfather says, "Oh, Brennan's straight. Let's go on a family trip to the old country." And I looked for the phone number of a girl from the old country, and it was gone. So I just went, "Oh, well, screw that." I wanted to go, but not by myself. When I went to the theater at my school where I grew up, I went to school, it was a very unfriendly situation. You get up there, and there was this guy. He looked like some ultimate troll. I swear to God, if you saw a picture of this guy, thick glasses and really big guy, and he was like standing in this on the stage doorway, basically the stage stairway, and they invited a child molester who has just gotten back from the Philippines and had all the profiles of someone they would look for at the boarding gate profile and activity. And they invite that guy to perform on the stage, a dangerous person who sadly did call my house when I was 15 years old. And so when I get the hints on the radio or the TV, I kind of freak out. Is that what you're trying to do? Is trying to set up some, maybe we'll have some, okay? I am completely possessed. I'm telling you, Bobby Fischer, he's in that category. John Lennon in the Soviet Union, the same name there. These guys are scandalized because there are cameras, because there are telephones, and devils can do that. George Washington, Ben Franklin don't have that aura because it simply wasn't possible for the paparazzi, for the scandal, for the trolls to do that. And if you guys truly care, I will treat you with all the respect that you guys want and need and desire and that we all require. I just want to have that happy home. I didn't have that happy childhood, which clearly a whole lineup of statistics shows very clearly that those statistics are absolutely fundamental. They're more rigid in the African American because they don't have, there was never any African culture in America. It was always divided by slavery, and like an orphan, but even worse because it was. So anyways, please contact me with respect, okay, and say my name, because if you don't do that, I'm going to totally freak out. If you don't knock on my door with ultimate respect, I think you guys are I think it's trolls. I think it's the paparazzi saying, "Oh yes, we want to use you as a weapon to kill artists." John Lennon, Sunset Magazine, that happened, okay? And people saying, "Brendan, we're going fishing. We're going for catching large sharks. Let's go." I'm ready.